Hi kids, I was telling you the story of Harshvardhana, correct? Now let's continue further. After the request of the leaders of the kingdom, Harshvardhan became the king of Thaneshwar, correct? Till that you are understood. Now later what happened? As soon as he became the king, he decided to free her sister Rajeshri from the clutches of Devgupt. You remember Devgupt, the king of Malwa? Yeah. So, but meanwhile, Rajeshri ran away from the clutches of Devgrup and went into the Vindhya forest. Okay, she ran away into the forest, and over there she was about to die. She was about to commit sati. Sati means it is when a husband dies. In olden days, it was a rule like if husband dies, then the wife has to die, kill herself. Okay, in the fire. That's called sati. So Rajeshri was about to commit sati, but what happened? Harshvardhan at the last moment, with the help of the forest people and one Buddhist hermit named Divakar Mitra, came and stopped her from doing such a thing. But now, as in Rajeshri's kingdom, Kanauj, no king was there, Harshvardhan became the ruler of that kingdom. Okay, so now Harshvardhan got a big part of Kanauj also under his rule. He became the ruler of that place also. Then slowly he killed Devgupt, and then he later on started planning to kill Shashank also. You all remember Shashank? Yeah, the king of God. But Shashank was very strong. So what he did, Harshvardhan, he shook hands with or took help of another king. He took help of another king named King of Kamrup, and his name was Bhaskar Varman. What was his name? Bhaskar Varman. With the help of both, a big large army was formed and they could easily defend Shashank, the king of God. Clear? And this way, even that part, the Shashank's territory was also captured by Harshvardhan. So whole of Malwa, whole of God, and even some parts of Saurashtra were captured by Harshvardhan, and he was the ruler of whole such a big land. Got it? Yeah. Meanwhile, fighting and capturing other places, he was not able to defeat one of the kings who was main in South India. He was not able to defeat Pulkeshi, whom the name of the king was Pulkeshi II. Pulkeshi II, he was the king of Chalukya dynasty of South India. Okay, Harshvardhan couldn't defeat him, but continuous 7 years of victories defeating other people, he made a very large kingdom in North India. Clear? Now you see the map. Can you see the pink part? Whole pink part. That was the whole big large place whom Harshvardhan governed. He was the ruler of this whole big kingdom. Clear? Yeah. Now how he was managing such a big kingdom? So he was a very smart king, and he was personally going to supervise each place. To admin means to supervise what are the people doing, what people want, whether they are happy or not. So he always used to go for rounds, and he was so busy into admin work that sometimes he used to forget his meals also. Means he was so devoted, and he always thought for the betterment of the people. Yeah. And he used to believe a lot in religion and all. So what he did, he made 3 parts of administration. One part he gave for people, one person who has to take care of the admin people, and the other 2 was for welfare of the people. One person was appointed to see what all we can do for the betterment of the people. That is called for the public welfare. And the third group people division was made of religious activities. Means he was a religious person and he used to believe a lot in religious things. So all festivals and all religions, how to celebrate and all, one person was given that work. So he had divided into three parts: the administration, the whole administration. And he himself, it's during his period only, when he was the king, he was the empire, he had started Nalanda University. Till date that name is very famous. The university is very famous. In those days he made, can you see the picture? Yes, that is Nalanda Vidyapit. In olden days university was called as Vidyapit. So Nalanda University was the famous university which was made by Harshvardhana, and he made it possible with the help of one Acharya called Silbhadra. He took help of Acharya Silbhadra in making this university. In this university, like we have nowadays, similar facilities were available. Like you could find library over there, and even entrance test was there. You just can't go and start studying. You have to pass some entrance test. So like now only it was there. And by in this university, Harshvardhan had appointed good acharya, like experienced acharyas who have found out the use of iron, mercury as a medicine. Clear? So all good acharyas in olden days, teachers were known as acharyas. So best teachers were appointed to teach the people. Yeah, and it was free. There was no fees, nothing charged. Clear? And secondly, for the betterment of the people also, Harshvardhan had done a lot of things. Like he had made rest houses, wells, step wells. You know what are step wells? There are steps. You have to go beneath, very below, and then you have to remove water from there, pick it up. Step wells were made, lakes. Then mahats means where all yogis live, na. Yeah, the Buddhist yogis. The place where they live, they do meditation and all, those are known as mahats. And then viharas means rest place. If people are tired, so in between they can go and sit over there, have lunch, dinner. So that is called a rest house nowadays. So these all was done by Harshvardhan, and he had also stopped animal killing. He was a person who prohibited animal slaughtering. Slaughtering means killing of animals. He never liked people killing animals. If you go very